I just vibe coded my first thing ever. I don't have any software or coding experience at all, to the point where I don't even know what to call this. Is it a web app? Is it an app? I have no idea. But I am really passionate about this, and I think it solves a pretty big problem that I've been going through, and I think a lot of people that I've talked to go through. So I just want to show off this tool and see how helpful. Maybe some people will find it helpful. So, okay, this core problem that we're solving is that I talk to a lot of ambitious people, me included. We have a lot of big goals, right? But we don't always achieve them. Why? Right? Sometimes it's because lack of motivation. Sometimes it's procrastination. Sometimes it's, I don't know, right? We don't know what's stopping us. And that's really the core problem here. And what I want to do with this is help everyone achieve all the goals that they set out to achieve. And so for, ambitious people, I think people should reach for the stars. I think people should have really ambitious goals because we only have one life. And it's just a shame that some people don't get there. And even I've gone through this as well. Like I've been really passionate about something and not go through with it because I'm scared of whatever. And this also helps you discover what's holding you back. And that's sort of the phase one of what it does. And phase two is to hold you accountable to it, which I think is one of the most important parts. Right. So without talking too much, let's just kind of get into it right away. Okay. So what is your ambitious goal? Let's just say this is for anyone, really, any ambitious people. So for example, this could be, building my first app for ambitious people, right? Or you could be a student, you want to get into investment banking or consulting, or train for a marathon. I have no idea, right? But it's exciting the different possibilities. So for this specific one, let's just say get into MBB consulting. Here we go. Okay. So basically, this is phase one of what this will do. So it's going to ask you sort of what's why haven't you achieved the goal yet, right? And the first step of doing anything is to understand what's holding you back. Especially, I come from a background where I work with a lot of businesses and trying to scale. And the first step of you know that process of scale is to find out what the bottleneck is, and this is sort of this process of, but just specifically for your goals. Okay. So let's just say I don't have any interviews at the firms. Why no interviews? What's missing from your application or network strategy? I'm not too sure. Is your resume experience or not enough networking? Um, which one feels weaker? Let's just say hypothetically, not enough networking. Why aren't you networking more? I don't know. That's a good question. Is it time? Um, I just don't know who to network with and how to get connected with them. So it's not a lack of effort, but a lack of clarity. How to start. I guess that's true. Is there a mental block stopping you from finding out? No, I don't think so. I think I can make it happen. I just don't know how. Okay, so it will audit whatever you told it to find out what are the bottlenecks or things that are stopping you from getting to the goal. And I actually really like this part because I think knowing the problem is the most important part so that you have clarity in how to actually solve it. Because that's when a lot of people I talk to is, from my background, a lot of founders go through anxieties because they don't know what to do, right? Or they have too many options of they just don't know how to pick the right one. And this will sort of get that answer out of you to actually understand where is it coming from, where are you getting stuck, right? So, diagnosis, so tactical networking blind spot. So this will, I made this pretty easy to understand. So your brain needs a clear map to start a journey. If you don't have directions for how to find people and talk to them, your brain gets stuck and can't take the first step. So the protocol, which is how to actually, solve this, believe in the how, understand the specific, learnable steps for effective networking exist and are discoverable. Seek the first domino, shift from needing the full plan to simply identifying and acting on the very first smallest networking action, right? And then it gives you the cost of inaction. This is something that I would want to format better. Uh, Obviously, it's not perfect. I just kind of want to ship something out right away because I'm really, really passionate about this. And I think it could help a lot of people, especially my friends. Um, the people that I talk to, who, are trying to achieve big things. Um, so yeah, I just kind of want to get things out there and let people see it at least, so that they know, like, you know, uh, they can help me out in terms of like, hey, I wish it was that. I wish it was this, whatever, right? And it'll give you a quote, um, because I love quotes. I think, they're very, a quote can like shift your perspective by so much. And I think quotes are very useful, and very short for you to read. So it gives your life a lot of perspective. Anyways, let's not get into that. This is more technical deep dive and more technical knowledge if you want to get into it. I love this stuff, the more scientifics behind it. Obviously, um, take this with a grain of salt. Fact checked me. So this isn't really, I've tried to, have the AI do as much like real data as much as possible, but take it with a grain of salt, right? Cool. Second step, phase two, which is your strategy, right? How do you actually, achieve this goal, right? So it'll build you a roadmap. First, ask you some questions about your journey, right? Which, if someone's giving you a roadmap or a plan without knowing your specific or customize like what you want, you probably should listen to them. Okay, we're going very technical. Okay, what's the first specific thing you need to do? Probably get interviews. Um, I'd say connecting with people on LinkedIn. What's the specific thing you need to do after connecting? Probably do a coffee chat and try to get a referral eventually. I know this takes time, of course. You need to schedule a coffee chat first, or research who to ask for referral from these connections. I'm not too sure about that, so I'm gonna write I'm not too sure. Do you need to send a message asking for a coffee chat first, or identify specific people to target for? Probably identify. Okay. What's the third specific thing? Oh, you just get interviews at big firms. Um, I'm gonna say something really broad here, but develop a relationship with them. Um, I cannot speak and type at once, so this is this is gonna be interesting. Okay. Yes. Cool. So once it has a little bit more context about your plan or your roadmap, it will actually build it out. And my goal with this whole thing, obviously, it's not fully there yet, but I want it to hold you accountable to everything, right? So this is sort of, you know, the initial roadmap. So strategic networking expansion. So I've allowed the ability for you to just add everything on your Google Calendar, with the time in mind. I think this is really helpful because it'll just send you notifications on like what you're supposed to be, doing. Um, Eventually, I do want this to be some sort of SMS texting because that's just the easiest, like least friction you can do. I'm not too sure on how to do that yet because, I, to me personally, it sounds like a lot of back end stuff that I'm not too familiar with. Excuse me, but yeah. Um, so once you have completed it, you can log the session, and I try to gamify a little bit just to make it more fun. a lot of these ambitious things that you're going to do is very boring. So I try to make it as fun as possible. Network expansion initiative, dedicate focus time to identify, research, and setting personalized. How did session go? Great. I connected with 10 people, scheduled 3 coffee chats for next week. Cool. And the goal with this, I think is so exciting is I want this to save all the information so that you can look back on your progress. I think a big thing that, is fun about achieving things is looking back at all the things that went wrong, right? When I look at all the things that, that I'm proud of achieving, I always think back, man, I'm so proud of it because I went through X, Y, and Z, right? I went through issues, I went through trials and tribulations, and to look back on that and still having to achieve the goal, I think to me, that's one of the best parts about, even achieving the goal. So I, ideally, I do want this to be sort of, you know, a full circle type of thing where people can just put in all their struggles and, all of the things that achievements that they're proud of, and then they could look back on it because to me, I just love that idea. And I wish something was like this when I was getting started and starting to achieve things. So I'm really passionate about this. So if anyone else has or is interested and would like to collaborate on this or whatever, um I'd be totally down, or even to just have a chat. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this sort of showcase, I guess. I don't know what people call these things, but I just had a really good idea, wanted to bring it to life a little bit and show people. Because hopefully someone's interested in this as well and they'll find this helpful. So cool. All right, see ya.